Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you had a great weekend and are ready for a super week. Well, there's already been a good bit of volatility this morning. The Dow just now went positive. That excuse me. You can see that it started the day positive, and by the time this first candle ended, 10 minutes dropped was negative, dropped lower, up and down, up and down. And so it just now went positive. It's struggling. Will it stay there or not? On the other hand, the NASDAQ gapped up, rose kind of flat, little pullback, and now is real close to the high. Not quite, but very close. Same with the S&P, gapped up, little pullback here, and now has risen. And the Russell is the lowest of the day that it started positive, dropped down here, dropped lower, and now has started to rise, but is still down negative. And look at the Dow has given up its little bit of earnings there, that its positivity, and is now down slightly negative again. You can see on the carpet here that most of the equities here that are green are technology and consumer cyclical stocks and so on, that Microsoft, Nvidia, Oracle, Amazon, Google, Meta, and so on. Those are the green ones. And much of the rest of this is red. A few little tiny green ones, but much of it is red. So lots of swings today already, just for this little bit of a morning, and the indices are split between being positive and negative. And so that is a bit of a challenge. I thought we might look at the bigger picture that we've talked about this before to see what is really happening here as far as the the Dow is concerned. That this is a weekly chart. So that means each candle that we look at consists of the number of days so far this week, which today is just Monday, but last week, Monday through Friday, and every other candle is the week. So we can see here on the CCI that it is green, it is bullish, it's up here in bullish territory, but it has slipped down below the 100 line. So it was stronger and now is weakening a little bit. But overall for the week, it is, at this point, I guess it is back up again. It's up $8, $8.83. So if we look down here, we can see the EMAs are lined up in uptrending order. The 8 is on top of the 13 and the 21 and so on. And the last 4 weeks, for the most part, have had, this was a little higher, down, and up. They are pretty flat for the last month. And sorry, what you're listening to is a big dog carrying a big toy. He took it outside, so we'll see. But we are right here at the highs, all-time high, then drop down, back up to that same level, drop back, right up to that level again, and that is where we are. We keep trying to pop up above. We have had all-time highs, but right here last week it hit an all-time high. It could not maintain it, and it pulled back, and now has pulled back again a little bit, and it's just right at that same level. But again, the EMAs are in uptrending order, so it is hard to know exactly what is going to happen from here. Is it just going to keep staying in that same line? Is it going to pop above and reach all-time high? I decided here I just switched to the NASDAQ to see that, again, green fin here, but this time this one is heading up 181 points at this point today. Right up here, all-time high. All-time high. EMA is in uptrending order. So what has happened now in the last couple minutes with the NASDAQ is the fact that it has reached an all-time high. And whether it will hold that throughout the whole week, if it'll keep rising, if the fact that maybe the interest rates are going to drop next week, and then maybe a couple more small drops before the end of the year, that is the big question. Of course, tariffs are still being discussed and some of them being worked out, but interest rates overall is the big question for right now. Everybody, me included, is hoping that interest rates are going to start declining and go down. And if it does, that will show that our economy is improving and things are looking up and so on. And that will encourage the market to go ahead and head up. But it is interesting that this is right at an all-time high. It is inching up. All right, well, I'm going to wrap this up, and I guess I should say before I do that my overall goal is I provide services that I help people with trades, my P3 and P3.5 patterns. But my overall primary goal is to teach people my P3 and P3.5 patterns, bullish and bearish patterns. The thing about them that is so special is the fact that they can be applied to any time frame chart. From a weekly chart like this down to a daily chart, to a 60-minute chart, 30-minute chart, all the way down to a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart. The patterns that you learn can be applied to any chart. And so when you look at the trades, at the charts on any time frame chart, you can sit and say, oh, it's in the middle of the life cycle. It is getting ready to go into the adult stage, or it is just being born, or it is a toddler. Or a little pullback. Oh, it's going through the teenager stage, and then it'll go through the adult stage. You learn all the steps to the patterns and what they look like, and you can identify them and know what to expect is going to happen next. If ever a pattern fails, then you know 100% what's going to happen next. And this is what I teach you, and this is what we trade. This is what my goal is for you to learn. And I guess that kind of wraps it up. I will talk to you next week. We'll see what happens then. All right. Take care.